we went way down south for this one.
Let's check it out. So we hopped on a plane and flew down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We had some business to take care of.
Sure did.
Now, when I think of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I mean, other than you and your family, I don't really think of record stores. I just did a quick Google search, record stores in Baton Rouge. And I went to the one at the top of the list, and that record store was
Capital City Records.
So the location was kind of tucked away. It kind of reminded me of like an old-timey saloon.
What'll it be, stranger?
As soon as we walk in, we felt like super welcome. Walked up to the desk, asked the dude like, hey, can we film in here? We got a YouTube channel. He instantly pulled up our YouTube and like followed and all that good stuff. Hi guy, thank you. So from there, as soon as you like turn around, there's just like the new like rock section. And as soon as I started digging in the A's, I like knew that they were gonna have so much good stuff. I was excited that I had never been there. I moved away from Baton Rouge like around the same time that they were coming up, so.
Coming up in the world. According to the employee that was working there, it's only him and then the owner that run the place. When I walk into a record store, I want to feel comfortable, right? Like I want to feel like I'm welcomed to
Absolutely.
dig. And this place definitely gave off that vibe.
Yeah, very welcoming, very friendly.
I didn't even know where to begin, right? I found myself jumping all over the store because
Yeah, I saw that.
it was, I would see one thing and then I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
and I'd be digging and then something would catch, you know, my eye right out of my peripherals and I'd be
You'd
like,
walk
oh, I
over
gotta
there.
go over there and start digging.
Yeah.
It was nutty.
I think I stayed pretty good in, you know, just going down the row. Like, they had so much.
You're a more organized human than I am though, so. Because it wasn't the most massive spaces, they utilized what they had very, very well. So you had the typical, you know, record store bins, and then above that, they displayed 7 inches and some 10 inches, and it allowed you to keep looking throughout the store.
Yeah, it was set up so nice, and it was rather clean in there. You know, it looked new and fresh and stuff, even though they've been there, what, 2014, they said?
And like you said, it was very warm.
Very warm and welcoming. I felt like we spent so long in there, but it went by really fast.
We went on a weekday, so there's maybe only 1 or 2 people that came through. I think it was a Monday we went in.
I guess, yeah, Monday or Tuesday, yeah.
So as I'm hopping around from bin to bin and not fully looking through everything in a linear fashion, the first thing that kind of caught my eye was the newest reissue of Green Day's Kerplunk. I love everything all the way up to American Idiot, so this is just another stop in the history of that band. This one is cool because it also comes with a 7-inch that has the kind of original version of Welcome to Paradise.
Yeah.
Green Day's not a band I necessarily need to own like original pressings of or anything like that, but I thoroughly enjoy their music.
I ran across the Doja Cat album that I've kind of been looking for a while. There's a song on there that I like a lot. So I just knew, I was like, I'm gonna get this one.
I know that if I lived in Baton Rouge, I would definitely call this record store like my home base of record stores.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We have them in Raleigh. There's a select few that we go to all the time. This is that store in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, like anytime we go visit my mom, we're gonna go there.
Oh yeah.
Like 100%.
So I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. You actually found this one, and I already own it, but it was just so funny to both of us that we found a friend's record in a record store nowhere near us.
Yeah, and I was like, well, you gotta get it. So
Yeah, and it is a different variant. I own 2 other variants, I think, but because it was just a weird coincidence, we picked it up. This record is You, Me, and Everyone We Know, Party for the Grown and Sexy. Is it their strongest release? Absolutely not, but it is a starting point to watch this band musically and lyrically grow as humans. I highly recommend anybody to check, at the very least, check this record out and then check out the whole band discography.
so good.
But
Yes. Any record store that just has like an abundance of Manchester Orchestra stuff, freaking awesome in my book. I have never seen Simple Math like in the wild, so this was the first time I saw it. I absolutely had to pick it up, and it was that between that and A Black Mile to the Surface, which is my favorite album of theirs, but I see that kind of all the time. I've been needing it for a long time.
So I finally make my way through all the new section. I go through the wall. I toy with the idea of buying that OG Cramps record for $150. I don't.
Yeah, we didn't.
Again, wedding to pay for. I did pick up one of my favorite Genesis albums, though, A Trick of the Tail. Something about Phil Collins and Genesis as a whole that just like reminds me of my childhood, hearing Phil Collins and Genesis all over the radio. I think this was like $8 or $10 used. Records in fine shape. It's clear they don't just stock their shelves with like fillers and, you know, beat up records.
I'm telling you, everything was great.
Yeah. It was.
Every time I come across a Janis Joplin record, I always consider getting it. And so when I found the Janis Joplin Greatest Hits, it was like inevitable. I had to grab it. You know how I feel about greatest hit records and stuff. And Janis probably has, you know, a plethora of different records and pressings and whatnot. So to like find something that's the greatest hits.
What's weird is the night before, me, your dad, and your brother were having like a conversation about Janis Joplin.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you were inside doing something, but maybe a 3 to 5 minute conversation on music your dad would listen to when he was younger and Janis Joplin came up.
That's something you would say. All in all, at the end of the day,
I think you're making fun of me.
I'm not. I love you so much. Okay, so we had the greatest time in Baton Rouge, and I think finding this really cool record store in my hometown was like icing on our little wedding cake.
If you ever find yourself in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, make sure you take a trip to Capital City Records. I think they're doing the record store in a way that isn't intimidating, doesn't scare people, and they're hosting some of the best stock I've seen in quite some time.
Oh yeah, or if you simply live in Baton Rouge, hello, I know you guys out there watching. Love you all. It's my home. People live there.
Kind of an alcove.
Of course, you're in my hometown. I wish I did. I need to think about that.
We're really bad at this. We shouldn't be doing YouTube.
Shut up, we're great.
I quit.
Now, because
Yes.